Some of you were wondering how are we gonna change oil in our freshly swapped Nissan Toyota Prius engine, which install it underneath me. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch previous videos, but today I'm gonna show it to you because today is oil day swap, oil change day where we're gonna change the oil. First thing first, we need to warm up the engine.
What you're looking at is a custom boat hub where we can see the engine temperature, fuel consumption, battery state of charge, and other important metrics helping us safely use Prius on a boat, as the original Prius instrument panel is in the engine room and it's in Japanese.
So ideally we need to wait until the temperature will be around 80 degrees, wait maybe like several minutes, just make sure what the entire engine will warm up, because the head will warm up a little bit faster than the entire block. As soon as the temperature reaches 50 degrees, by default Prius will shut down, but we can force engine to keep warming up by just adding a little bit of throttle, and here you can see the engine start working again, and the temperature keep climbing up.
While it's warming up, I wanted to share that we have the full Toyota Prius project on our channel in 22 episodes and one 30-minute full recap. So if you missed it or want to learn more details, check this playlist. And yes, this is an express course on changing oil in your Prius boat for dummies.
Well, alright. It's 84 degrees, it's been already like 5 minutes of warming up time. I think it's more than enough, so we can shut it down. And that's it. I have plenty of access from all sides to the Prius engine, and the drain plug is actually right here. And I have a lot of clearance because here, hold on, a little bit of mess here, which I need to clean up later, but sure. Check this out, it just fits perfectly right underneath the drain plug. You can see it's perfectly level, exactly how it is in the car, and the oil filter is also perfectly located. Unscrew the drain plug, let the oil drain, and that's it. Should be pretty easy. And in terms of oil, we're gonna use Matul 8100 and Densa oil filter. Pretty decent quality of both of them, so should be good. Alright. Okay, later on I'm actually planning to install oil changing pump, so I would not need to unscrew the draining plug every time I want to change the oil. Unbolting every time plug is not the best thing to do, especially on a boat. Plus it's a little bit dirty, you know. Oh, this thing is almost full, holy smokes, that's a lot of oil. If you ask me, technically I had to replace this oil a long time ago, and because the oil is the only one liquid which is originally still in this drivetrain from the car, because I did replace pretty much all other liquids like coolants, transmission oil. The engine oil was the last one, and I was a little bit busy doing other stuff to not replace it. We didn't do a lot of hours on the engine because we did like a couple sea trials, and pretty much right now after several sea trials we finally do the oil change. I would say maybe did like 20 or 30 hours total so far. How you can see, I have this metal bar over here. As a secondary feature of this metal bar later on, I want to move the oil filter right over here or somewhere around this area, and also install the oil changing pump also on this bar. In the future, when I would need to change the oil, I would just unscrew the filter from here. It would be way more easier. Even though there it's not that bad, I mean I can easily reach it with my hand or with a wrench. One thing which I just realized, what I need to go to barber shop first of all, but second thing which I just realized, I perhaps don't have place to put old oil on. Why didn't I think about it before I started pouring the old oil out? Let me see. Okay, cool, this one is almost empty. So this is oil for our generator, outdoor generator, which we're using. We're gonna change oil in a generator as well, and we're gonna use this jar for the old oil from the Prius. Okay, now I need to warm up this engine as well. Ooh, it's empty.
A little bit of context, as this was recorded in the end of May and we are in the beginning of August now. We stopped using this portable outdoor generator pretty much right after that oil change, as Dima made our Prius work as a generator and charge our house battery. But in the last 3 years, this was our main energy source when the sun was not enough. It had a few disadvantages, of course. You need to always move the thing around. You need to refill the fuel every 4 hours. And it's loud. Not as loud as the previous model we used, as we had to pretty much replace them every year, considering the usage of it every day for 6 hours in the winter month.
The problem with this generator, it has to have no gasoline in a tank to actually change the oil, because you need to flip the generator. I did add a little bit of fuel, and hopefully it's gonna be enough to warm up the generator. Alright.
Yes. I forgot that you also need to manually start this monster every single time, which is not the most pleasant thing to do in the winter rains.
Well, turns out it was not empty. It's been already half an hour and it's still working, damn it. Alright, well, we're waiting for our generator to generate space for the old oil. I think what I can do, I can put the plug back on and remove this thing out of my way, because I don't like how close it is. The most important thing is don't drop it into the void. Now the hardest part, one of the hardest parts of our show today. Let's move it away. Alright. The good thing is, we are not wasting all of this energy while the generator is working. Here you can see we're charging right now 3000 watts going into our battery, which is amazing. Finally. Oh, it took us almost an hour. Alright, let's change oil in this freaking generator really quick and go back in the engine room. Anna, welcome to this video.
Normally we would just put the generator up, but as we recently refreshed the kitchen paint and had a 2-episode series about our outdoor kitchen, we decided to play careful.
How is it looking inside? It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. Ew. There's a little bit of fluff.
A little bit?
I mean, quite a lot. Ew. Look at this. The generator is not gonna survive for a long time, that's for sure.
And yes, we use juice bottles for the old oil, but as you can guess, the Prius has way more oil in it than any juice bottle can fit.
Oh, where is the oil? Oh shit, there's no oil in the generator. I mean, technically there was a little bit. We did the generator kinda dirty. We let it run without oil for quite a long time.
How long would it been?
I don't know. I noticed that it had some strange noise lately.
What are you doing with the new thing?
It has a warranty.
Oh, nice.
Alright. Now we need to use another funnel. Should I put it back on?
At least there will be more, you know?
How much do we need? Not a lot. Oh shit, I think I overfilled it. Oh my god.
While we're repeating what we just did, we could have been enjoying the beautiful weather in the remote location we are staying, but boat life is not always swimming and chilling in the sun. It's also a lot of small work tasks throughout the week, and some get delayed because the list goes on, and there's never a moment when everything is done.
Now we finally have a container for the old oil from the Prius. Used all good oil for the generator. Now we need to buy new oil for the generator. As soon as we'll go to downtown, we will dispose the oil, but first we need to clean up here everything. Hardest part right now is not to spill the entire bucket of oil in the engine room. This is kind of another reason why having a mechanical pump to pump out the old oil would be really nice to have here, because doing this one on the base is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Alright, we did not finish with the oil yet because we still need to remove the oil filter. And how you can remember earlier I showed you where the location of the Prius oil filter is, and you may say like, oh, this is such a terrible location because it's so hard to reach. It is not. This is the terrible location. It is super easy to reach, but why is it located right on top of the damn gearbox? every time when I replace this damn oil filter, the entire gearbox is full of oil. It's so terrible. Terrible. Really terrible. Alright, let's see how everything will go with my solution. Look at that. I believe you right now have the better view than I do. To remove the oil filter, we're gonna use the really nice and handy tool. Spin the filter around. Oh, it's nice. It's hand tight. Sweet. So it should be pretty easy to be expected. I definitely did a couple drips of oil here and there. Not that bad actually. But it would be way more easier when I will actually move the oil filter here forward. Because right now still there is like a little bit of oil on the bottom of the engine. Not as perfect as it could be. Ideally I want to have like zero drop kind of situation. And also it's super hard to see the surface here. I want to try to wipe it down, but at the same time ideally not to leave leftovers of the tissue. We need to prepare our oil filter. Just pre-fill it with the oil and that's it. It's funny, it's already come with a pre-lubricated seal. That's unusual. I don't know if you can see it, but it's shiny. I'm actually curious if material lineup for the cars smells the same way as motorcycle lineup, because the motorcycle one smells amazing. Okay, the sniff test. Nope, it's just general oil. Unfortunately. Double lubricate the seal. Actually could be filled a little bit more. The main idea is you need to pre-fill it but not overfill, because if you will overfill it, when you will start putting it back on its own place, you will make a lot of mess. The cool thing with the oil filter was you don't have to have any special tools or anything else. It's just pretty much just the hand tight. Build it on its own place. Alright, the last step is pretty straightforward. We just need to fill up the oil into the engine, turn on the engine when it's gonna be full of oil, let it run for 5 minutes, check the oil level one more time and make sure the oil level stays where it's supposed to be. Do I need funnel or I don't? I think I'm good without funnel. So we can easily put maybe like 3 liters in right now, because the Prius full oil replacement is about 4 liters, so 3 liters is a safe place to start.
Interesting, but people assume that being messy and not caring is fine if it's associated with some activities. Like if you're a biker, you're always dirty in the oil and don't care about the smell. Or if you're doing boating, your engine room is always full of salt water, dirt from the engines and the smell of diesel. We are the live examples of this being simply not true. If you are careful, you can keep your engine room clean, your carpet white and nice looking, and there is no random seawater or flies in your boat. So yeah, cleaning up and being careful is the key to having nice things looking nice.
Of course, there's some waves coming. Oh my god. You cannot feel it on the video, or you cannot see it on the video, but the freaking boat is just shaking right now like crazy. Damn. Oh shit. To be honest, this is the worst when it happens and you're in the engine room, because you don't see horizon, you don't see anything, it's just like, just wanna puke. So, yeah, we have like 3 liters in. It's a good time to check the oil level. And kind of the good rule of thumb when you're replacing the oil is just to check oil as often as you can, especially when you're going closer to the top level. You don't want to overfill the oil level, because if you overfill, you might have a lot of issues later on. It doesn't look like we have anything on a dipstick yet. Yeah, I think we have like at the bottom of the dipstick.
Our final goal is to be able to wear white socks in the engine room, but for this we need to remove the second Crusader, so for now we're just keeping the engine room as clean as possible. And yes, Dima did eventually clean up the pile of trash you see in this video.
And of course I did dip the oil on the freaking head of the engine. Of course. Damn it. Do I need funnel or I don't? I think I'm good without funnel. Damn, it's really hard to tell. It's not sticking to the dipstick. Or is it too low? Which could be the case. In theory, we still need to put 1 more liter inside, so we're pretty safe to add more. I would say half a liter more, and we should see the difference. It feels like we're at the top level right now. The oil filter is technically gonna take more. We're gonna turn on the engine, let it run for a couple minutes. We shut it down, and we're gonna measure it again. It's gonna be really hard to clean up later, because everything is gonna be way more hot and not as comfortable to touch. Damn, it's so hard to read this dipstick. It's like, I'm gonna let it sit maybe for half an hour to allow oil to go all the way down in the dipstick channel. It feels like it's full or almost full. On another side, I just need to clean up this mess. It looks kind of bad. And I believe from this point it's gonna be pretty much done. Alright, it's been a couple hours. Engine nice and cold, and I hope it's gonna be way better now. Wow, this is impossible. Or am I blind? Or like, what the heck? Yeah, it's at top level. Okay, perfect. Look at this. That's much better. It was a little bit annoying every time to see how the top section was a little bit dirty of this dipstick. Now it's nice and shiny. That's it for this video. Took me maybe like half an hour of total time. Not that terrible at all. Way easier than doing it in the Crusader. Definitely less messy. Thank you for watching this video. How you can see, it is possible to install any engine on the boat and make it maintainable and easy to work with. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Don't forget to check my Discord server, because in Discord server I actually post all the updates in real time, and you can actually chat with me. There also you can share your own projects in Discord server. There's already several of the projects in my tiny community there. The QR code is gonna be here, so just scan it or use the link in the description. In any case, thank you for watching, thank you for joining, I'll see you in the next video.